I get it, bro. You've just picked up the best game of all time, Borderlands the pre-sequel, and you're wondering what the best way to get legendaries from the grinder is. Well, today I'm going to show you the best weapons to quickly farm and use as you grind a food. From everything from weapons, shields, grenades, Oz kits, and class mods. Now before we really get going, I'm going to start off by saying that if you've seen any other video about grinder food, they're all going to say pretty much the same thing, and that's the thingy is your best bet, dropping from Iwajira. Now this used to be the case 100%, but after a fateful update years ago, it's not viable anymore. The drop rate's fucking skyrocketed, it's not your best bet. Now that that's out of the way, let's get into weapons. So your number one gun for grinder food is gonna be the Skull Masher. It has a 1 in 3% drop chance from Nell, but the catch is, you're gonna need some gear. As for any farm, I'm gonna recommend picking up a Moonscaper, right? You can only get this through a Gibbs save editor, or possibly, if you're one of them lucky guys who played this game years and yonks ago, you can get it from the Tales from the Borderlands Season Pass, which doesn't exist anymore. To farm the Skull Masher, you're going to need one gun in particular, being the Wombat. You can get it as a quest reward from the third part of the Zapped quest line. It's also worth mentioning that to have Nell actually spawn in your game, you're going to need to complete the quest last requests. Usually to farm Nell, you'd have to climb 2 towers, call him a dick, then fight 2 waves of enemies, then you can kill him. Which, that's why the drop chance is so ridiculously high, again being 33% chance. But with an exploit known as the Friendly Fire Glitch, you can kill Nell early while he's just chilling by this wall. All you gotta do is fire the Wombat and drop it before the pellets hit Nell. Or if you're on console, drop the Wombat from your inventory, like so. But if you don't want to do all that, here are some alternatives. Best alternatives are going to be the Torrent, which has a 10% drop chance to drop from Meg after the side quest An Urgent Message, Paint Job, and Kill Meg, and the Fatale, which has a 10% drop chance to drop from Drongo Bones after the side quests Bunch of Ice Holes, Treasures of the Echo Manoir, and Rough Love. Alright, let's go on to Sheilds now. When it comes to shields, you've got 2 options. The Shooting Star from the Power Suit Noob and the Supernova from my man Bruce. The Shooting Star only has a 5% drop chance, but it's a pretty quick farm, while the Supernova is the opposite. It has a much better 10% drop chance, but you'll have to fight 2 waves of enemies before Bruce even spawns in every run. For my money, I suggest going for the Shooting Star, as you've got a way better chance over time to get the 3 shields that you're gonna need to grind. It's also a lot easier to unlock, as you'll only need to do the side quest Red Than Dead, while for Bruce, you're gonna need to do both the Treasures of the Echo Manoir and Another Pickle. I'll also mention here that if you come across a purple Cryo Spike Shield, that can actually be used as legendary grinder food instead of purple. This is because it's considered a legendary in the code for whatever reason. Another easy shield to grab is the Mork, found here in the Motherless Board. But be warned, using the Mork to grind adds both it and the rerouter to the grinder's loot pool, making it slightly harder to get base game shields from your grind. Kyle. Yeah, I need you to say Seg. I need you to say Seg.
Seg?
Seg, say Seg.
Seg.
Wait. Your best bet for grenades is probably going to be the Meganade, which drops from Despair in the Subconscious. It is the only legendary grenade that has a 10% drop chance, and you can complete runs pretty quick if you have a Moonscaper. If not, runs are going to take a while. Back in the base game though, you'll have the Quasar coming in at 5% drop chance, dropping from Felicity. This farm also takes quite a while to even get to the enemy who drops it, and even worse, sometimes Felicity's drops fall through the floor. Alright, let's look at the Oz kits now. In a completely out of character move by the pre-sequel devs, all Oz kits already have a dedicated drop source in the game. This doesn't render the grinder useless though. If you want to get a specific element on your kit, the grinder's the way to go. The Oz kit to go for this instance will be the Moonlight Saga, which has a 5% drop chance from Destroyer! Yeah. You can unlock them by doing the side quests Urgent Message and Lab 19 in that order. But that is not your only viable option. If you do both Quarantine side quests, all of Laszlo's side quests, then pick up the mission Eradicate, get up to this point and choose to seal the clapleck inside the lock for Tassiter, you can farm the clapleck for a 10% chance to drop the Yeti twice in one run. Once here, and once here. I'm also going to mention here that the only legendary Oz kit that you cannot get by grinding is the support relay. You can only get that by completing the 2 arm side quest. So if you want a different element on it, you need to read only farm. Alright, and finally, the class mods. Legendary class mods are a weird case. There are only 2 in the base game, being the Celestial Comms and the Iridian Vanquishers. The best way to get the Celestial class mod is to farm Iwajira for 3 purple class mods of any type, plus the Moonstones you're going to need to Moonstone grind. Once you do Moonstone grind these 3 comms together, you will have a 100% chance to get the Celestial class mod for the character you are playing as. The Vanquisher, on the other hand, would require getting 3 Celestials and grind them for only a 5.55% drop chance from the grinder. Needless to say that you're much better off just farming it by the source, being the Sentinel or even the fucking Stalker. Alright, and that's all the best grinder food in Borderlands the pre-sequel. Let me know in the comments if this was helpful, and if you have any other questions, just let me know there as well. But yeah, thank you all very much for coming, and I'll see you next time.